campaign for Emperor of Duh Erf. The Earth is in a lot of trouble. Things are getting dumber and dumber and dumber, and I can't take it anymore. And I hope you can't take it anymore either. We got to do something about it. So I thought, if IllumiGnostic was just Emperor of the Earth, then I could straighten a lot of things out. We could do like a massive Earth cleaning. And the first thing that, well, it's a toss up. I don't know whether we need to get rid of all the religions or all the political parties first. Uh, let's start with religion. I think that would probably be the wise move. Politics, by the way, we're going to get into that. Um, but I just want to warn everybody, if you're going to hate me for throwing the left under the bus or throwing the right under the bus, just click away now because everybody's getting the hose from Emperor Illuminostic. Trying to make this like a casual live stream. If you guys want to like ask questions and stuff, feel free. I guess that just got under my skin to the point where it's been bugging me at night. I'm trying to go to sleep and I'm just thinking about, the things I can't believe people believe, and I feel like so much of what I said in my Eye of Horus video back in 2020 has proven correct that I really am justified in running my mouth. It's really important to me to make sure I know my song well before I start singing. I try not to be presumptuous. I know that we're all capable of being delusional, but it's been so accurate for so long that I feel like I'm in a position to go ahead and blow the bugle. Um, but here's one of the things. I'm going to go after the right first because this is super dumb and it's a hot button topic. I probably should have just dedicated this live stream to it just to get some peoples. But one of the things we've been hearing a lot about is how Joe Biden is somehow solely responsible for the high gas prices. Sorry, right wingers, that's completely stupid. Suspected this, and I've been saying to you guys for a while that I know for a fact that big oil executives are the real puppet masters on the right wing. And these guys are making a killing from these high prices. And I hadn't actually looked into it much in terms of like the actual economic mechanisms that are at play and whatnot. Um, and look, yeah, see, I lost too when I started talking about this because they just can't handle the truth. Almost no one can handle the truth. But the reality is that presidents have almost nothing to do with it. And not only do presidents and not only have anything to do with it, there's a board. I can't remember the name, but it's like an energy and oil board, basically big oil's group that decides the prices for oil. And they have set on record that they are committed. Oh, I wish I remember the woman's name. I should have been more organized. But you guys can find these quotes online. This is not hard. All you got to do is Google the real reason why gas prices are high. And this committee that decides for the gas and oil industry, all Republicans, every single person that sits on the board. So, you right wingers are totally, totally, totally out to lunch on this. Like it's Biden has contributed to it, but I mean, if you really think anyone that is rich and powerful is allowing Joe Biden to decide when to even wipe his own ass, you are tragically dumb. You know what I mean? The reason that they put this senile, helpless, you know, puppet that has always just done whatever he's told, for his entire career in there is because they want somebody that they don't have to worry is going to fight them. And the overlords are gas and oil. If you watch Fox, I mean, they will talk about how our fossil fuels are coming under fire as if this is like, the agenda of Satan himself, to stop these monsters from continuing to destroy the world and create wars. Um, and I don't know what the right wing thinks, that the world is a complete disaster. All their freedoms are being stripped away. The economies are being flushed down the toilet. The middle class is being destroyed. And the most powerful people on the planet are the banks, the warlords, and oil. You know, I mean, the propaganda is so obvious where it's really coming from. And yet these guys on the right are just completely oblivious, you know. And then the left is not off the hook because they're all in cahoots. They're all totally in cahoots. But sorry, right wingers, it's not Joe Biden. I'm sure he's thrilled. For you, the Keystone Pipeline thing. That's, you know, they're saying he's not drilling enough. American oil production peaked at 12.8 billion barrels or million barrels under Trump. It's true, but right now they're at 11.5 and increasing at the fastest rate in American history. So the idea that there's not enough drilling going on has got absolutely nothing to do with the actual facts. What is actually going on is that you are being manipulated by the propaganda machine to hate each other, right? If you have any position on anything industrial, you're spewing propaganda. It really is that simple. Like you need to look no further than that. Whose interests are you protecting and defending? You know, it absolutely blows my mind that there are people that don't understand how this works by now. Right and left both need to go. And this is an inevitable stage in evolution. This is something alchemy and any other practice of that type is about observing natural order and natural processes and learning to see them manifested in all systems, right? So you, you have, for example, uh, gross material perversions that eventually consciousness will extract from the interplay a third thing of a higher nature. So you have to escape your political ideologies and move into a new place. It's really incredible how the propaganda machine does it. How they have managed to reverse so many of the roles of the people on the right and left and to mix up their values. Because, you know, for most of my life, it was the right wing that wanted to restrict people's freedoms. That was always my big problem with the right. That I felt like, do as thou wilt shall be the whole of the law, you know, love all, love under will. I mean, basically, that, you know, your opinion about things needs to stop with your life. That's it. If it doesn't affect you, shut up. And the right wing, because of their religious influence and because of the propaganda machine, didn't seem to understand that. Now somehow it's the left that, you know, as well intended as they may be, is complicit in restricting people's freedoms. They don't realize it, they don't understand it, and they mean well. They're not actually the evil criminals that the right wing likes to portray them as. Their leaders are, you know, but they're just like everyone else trying to do the right thing, and they're badly deluded and misguided, right? The new system, the new way of living is not, it's not that difficult. But the first step in IllumiGnostic's New World Order empire, right, is, you know, to extricate ourselves from all political ideology, because every bit of it is propaganda that's based in industry, all of it. You know, the stuff is one side of it and big oil is the other side. And they're playing all of you guys like fools. It is a ridiculous thing to watch. It is a absolutely ludicrous, ridiculous thing to watch. People are such sheep. Even the people that are calling the sheeple are still sheeple. They've just gotten into a different box. It's just they've found a different narrative. You know, um, it's like they escape from the mainstream Matrix narrative, but then just immediately adopt another bullshit narrative that is going nowhere and is completely deranged and created by the propaganda machine. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Isn't that the my gosh. And as I was saying, it's really not that difficult, and you just have to think things through. It's insane to see people actually talking about presidents as if they really believe that they single-handedly, determine the whether or not we're at war with Russia, and the price of gas, and all this shit that has absolutely nothing to do with any individual, right? These guys, including Trump, this idea that he was some renegade, I am a renegade. Trump is just a fucking billionaire douchebag psychopath, and he was totally under the guise that rents one of the biggest, most expensive suites in Trump Tower, said something to him, and the guy says that Trump turned around and said, "I don't make my own decisions. My words are not my own anymore." He told this guy, as a close friend of his, like, "I am their puppet now. I have no will of my own." You know, um, so just stop it. Stop. I also noticed that I used to think the right wing was the war party, but what it actually is that whichever party's guy is in office, they just support. They're pro-war if it's a Republican doing it, and then the left is pro-war if uh their side is doing it. And they just predicate it on liberating a population. They try to turn murder and robbery and genocide into a moral high ground. You're taking the moral high ground because we're liberating people. You know, I don't know if I put it in the description or where I posted this, but um, the U.S. has dropped 360,000 bombs since George Bush Jr. in office. 360,000 bombs, right? I mean, most Americans don't even realize they're at war most of the time, or that any of this stuff is even happening. So, Russia's wrong to invade Ukraine. I don't care what. That's a crazy one too. The right wing all of a sudden likes Russia. Ever since I was as young as I can remember, the right wing, like any kind of political association with Russia, and you were a traitor and a commie and all of this stuff. And just watching the propaganda machine manipulate people so easily, so incredibly. And a bullet ant just bit me right on the foot, I think, which is the most painful insect bite. Although, you guys, I picked up a white fuzzy caterpillar. I was crazy. Speaking of Donald Trump, it looks like his toupee the other day, and it was almost as bad as a bullet ant. Like, ow, man, that fucking hurt. So, anyways, it's tough doing these outdoor live streams in the Amazon. I have no choice right now. I have to plug this real, by the way, guys. The retreat that we're doing in Miss Hawaii, where there aren't any of these bugs except for bullet ants, but there's no mosquitoes. It's really nice. Um, we it's really coming together in terms of the infrastructure and stuff. Like there's a rafting company that's getting involved with the tours that we're going to be doing. We're going to serve meals that are only plants from the jungle and then local fish from the river, which is incredible. There's like karachama, which are these like armored catfish that haven't evolved in 500 million years. Um, it's getting cooler and cooler, and we're gonna have limited spots. I don't think we're gonna do like a website or anything. It's all gonna be pretty informal. But I'm gonna do ritual magic classes, and we're gonna have ayahuasca ceremonies, and we're gonna do jungle tours to waterfalls and just all kinds of amazing places. So, ow, that really hurt. If you're interested in that, hurry up and get a hold of me because I only want to have a few people. I'm not trying to do like a big commercial operation. I'd like to have a couple people come out for like a month or longer and stay, and everything's going to be super affordable. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So, um, there's that. Gosh, man, I'm sorry. I'm trying to focus, but these insects are